Hey, rock stars. It's July 14th. I cannot believe that. Believe it or not, July 14th. Tomorrow's the 15th, which means a couple of things. Number one, it's Doterra Payday. Let's be all excited for that. And number two, if you haven't placed your LRP yet for this month, you need to get that in right away. So you get a free fennel. Fennel? Yes, 15 mil fennel, which fennel is a really interesting oil. It's an oil that I kind of forget about because it's not necessarily my favorite. I always reach for like the digestion, but I really like to add the fennel to my water, especially this time of year where it's so hot and you're drinking so much water. It's just a different flavor. So if you haven't tried that yet, I highly recommend adding some fennel to your water. A couple notes about this month. So we have the 150 promotion going on. So make sure that if you have a new member, they are taking full advantage of that. Um, and then also just remember, like we've been talking the last several weeks, to finish your 2 courses. If you signed up for any of doTERRA's online courses, or you still can, just to finish those up. If you might as well, get the certificate of completion. So I really highly encourage you continue to walk through that and complete the training if you haven't done that yet. So there's a couple of things. So we know Silver Club, this is the qualification month to play along in Silver Club. If you're interested in that, grab your diamond or above leader and let them know you're interested. You can also just go to doTERRA's website and go to Silver Club and check out more information there. It's really a great program. If you're building this business and not a silver, I highly recommend you participate in it because it's going to help you build momentum and stay on track. There's not a lot to it. There's not a lot of like travel. There's no travel requirements, anything like that. It's just a structure to help you build to silver. Okay, tonight I wanted to talk about a couple of different things. The first thing I want to talk about is the possibility of BOGO. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know that BOGO is going to happen, but I'm going to sit here and tell you the last 2 BOGOs we had, Justin Harrison sent an email out the week before BOGOs that said we're going to have an education week of learning, right? And then his webinars went along with what the BOGOs were for that day. So his education week of learning is the 20th through the 24th. So that just kind of got my radar gearing up like, okay, maybe we're going to be having a BOGO. We did have a BOGO last July. So it's a really high possibility that we're going to be playing BOGOs next week. We've all been in the game long enough to know that BOGOs can help you solidify and push for rank. So if that's something you're being strategic with this month, take a look at your volume, take a look at where you're at. A couple things that I think could be really great if BOGOs happen is helping your new enrollments enroll with the BOGO box. Because we had that BOGO box last time, about 200 PV, right? So if you have an enrollment with that BOGO box, they're also going to get the free 50 from doTERRA to go towards free oils. So be strategic with that, and just anticipate that because I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. But again, you can't quote me on that. Just prepare for it. Another thing that I would like to talk about tonight is the lifelong vitality supplements. Well, before we move on, does anybody have any questions about BOGOs? We could share just really quickly some ideas. If you are new to BOGOs, a couple of things you might want to do. One, get a list of people on your team and then make sure they know about the BOGO every day. So BOGOs are usually 5 days and there's a BOGO a day. So it's usually a product and then a free product, obviously, of an equal or less value. So just for example of a BOGO that we see a lot is like, buy an On Guard, get a free breathe, things like that. So you're going to want to make sure all of your customers know that that option is available for that day. The last BOGO we did, there was a BOGO box where you pre-bought all the BOGOs without knowing what all of them were, obviously without knowing what the free oils were going to be. But then you get everything in one fell swoop. You just pay one time, it all ships, you get your BOGOs before everyone else. Or you can order every day. Usually there's a limit to 5 per day on the BOGOs. So another idea for you is to set up a Facebook event. Then what you can do is invite your prospects, your customers, your team members to the Facebook event, and you can post what the BOGO is for the day and a little bit of education about that BOGO. If you have a team group, that's a great place to post the BOGO information. Or if you have an email list, that's a great way to share what's going on in BOGOs. You just want to make sure that your customers all know that this is an opportunity to stock up and save. So, um, anybody have anything they want to add on BOGOs before we move on? We're excited. We're going to get fired up. You just, as your team members say, oh, BOGOs, like it's, sometimes people are fired up and excited, but sometimes as a builder, you can be BOGOed out, right? You could say, oh my gosh, it's summer. Like, help your customers, help your wellness advocates and your team members get really excited about BOGOs. I like to say that BOGOs buy Christmas presents, right? Not only for the income that you receive from doing BOGOs, but also because I stock up during BOGO week to provide gifts. Like, I have a closet in my home of just unopened oils, and this is the time of year I'll stock up on that. So as it's seasonal, and I need a gift for teacher appreciation, for a friend's birthday, for a Christmas gift, or whatever, I like to pull out of that stock all throughout the year. So that's something to consider, and it's also a tax write-off as a builder. Okay, so one thing I wanted to talk about, because we're having a couple problems with it, you guys, is our templates, our LRP templates, okay? Because what's happened is doTERRA's stock has changed. Because of this whole COVID-19 thing, some of our inventory, we've had to shut off some SKUs. And so what we're seeing happen is people had a product on their LRP, and now that SKU's been pulled from inventory, and so their LRPs are dropping below 100, where they usually process over 100. So if you haven't taken the time to go through your back office and just make sure where you're at for your power of three, and as you're looking at your customers' orders and what their LRP template is set for, keep that in mind, because you'll be surprised how many people, aren't as dedicated as you as logging into their back office every day. So help them out, shoot them a text, make a phone call, and let them know, hey, I don't know what dropped off, but what you thought you were getting, you're not. This happened to me today. My mother texted me and was like, hello, your LRP template is only set for 70 PV. And it's because I was going to stock up on a bunch of supplies that are out of stock. And so those got pushed off my LRP. So make sure you're going in and checking that right away. Okay. Next thing I wanted to talk about was the LLV. I'm working on a project right now to help promote the LLV throughout Rockstars and the cafe, where we can do a LLV challenge and let people know the benefits of the lifelong vitality. And so I'm looking for a couple of people who would be willing to do a live, like 60 seconds or less, on, like a minute live on how you benefit from the LLV, like your name, how long you've been taking it, and the benefits that you've had from taking the LLV. Because I think that as we help people learn about our products, it's like we get so many new fun things, right? Like doTERRA really this last year has given us so many new fun products that aren't the typical, oil. And I think that we have to always remember to go back to our foundation, to turn back to, what keeps this company strong, what keeps our membership strong, what helps people feel the best. And if you're not educating on the lifelong vitality, you're not reaching your full potential within your doTERRA business, and you're not helping as many people as you can, because we all know that if you take that LLV and you take it consistently and you take it daily without fail, you feel better. I always know when something's off, because like I'll be like, what's my problem? And it'll be like, oh my gosh, I've been missing my LLV. I'm either waiting for my order, or, I'm out of town and I forgot to bring them. And it just kind of, sometimes you don't know how good it is until it's gone, right? So I really highly recommend taking the LLV. It's something that's changed my life. It's foundational to my health. and I wouldn't miss it. And I think that one thing that we're missing in our groups and on our teams is the communication about how powerful it is. So I'm working on gathering some testimonials. Like I said, if you're willing to do a live, please message me, and we can get you on the schedule. And then we'll put a bunch of them together and just kind of help promote, the Lifelong Vitality Pack as a whole, as a group, and let people, kind of gain some knowledge on that. Optional, but I would recommend, if you have someone that you would like to try the LLV, I prefer to buy the sachets and then have them split it, because sometimes I think when you start the LLV, it's like, whoa. So I have them split that sachet for 2 doses instead of just 1 day. So have them take that 2 days. So if you have someone in mind that is a good candidate for LLV, so basically they can swallow pills, um, give them like 5 of those things and let them test it out for like 10 days. Always remember, when you're promoting the Lifelong Vitality Pack, it's a 30-day money back guarantee. It's free to try out, you guys. If they don't like it, they can return it. So anyway, does anyone have anything they want to share about LLV, or does anyone have an LLV testimony they would like to share tonight?
I don't have a testimony, but I have a question. I know a lot of the supplements have been out of stock. Is there any concern the LLV might be, like, should I be stocking up on it?
Personally, I have been, just because it's like, ooh, you know, I mean, I always never thought we would be able to get hand soap, so I'm a little bit jaded by the fact that I cannot. So I mean, I'm making foam soap out of On Guard concentrate right now. Like, I refuse to walk down that aisle at the grocery store. So get creative. But I'm not going to say they're going to run out, but I would stock up if you have the funds and the availability to have an extra box or two. I would.
Aren't the sachets still out?
The sachets right now are out.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can make your own.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I thought you were going to share an LV testimonial with us.
Well, I do have them, but you were going to say something. So.
No, go ahead. Tell us.
I used to, before LLV, I used to get, which is non-compliant. We're not
You're fine. We're recording, but we'll just blame it on you and give him your phone number.
Okay. I used to get really bad head tension daily. I had a history of head tension forever. And since taking LLV, I don't get that. I actually started getting really bad, make you dizzy and nauseous head tension after I had my second child. And I really, I can sense them coming, and then can I use frankincense to get rid of them now? But I don't have that. I used to take, generalized pain is gone. I used to take as much ibuprofen as I could, and I would get bloody noses. So I needed to find something different to do. And so my generalized pain and discomfort in my neck and my back is way, way better. Obviously I use other things, other oils too, but that is my most beneficial thing from LLV. And my cholesterol was horrible. I don't know if that's compliant or not, but my cholesterol was horrible. And I've been taking LLV for probably 5 years. And it's normal. And it was normal within 3 months of starting to take LLV. So, and it's not diet, it's hereditary. So.
Interesting. Very cool. Anybody else have an LLV?
I do.
Tell us, Iris.
All right. I had a stroke 30 god awful years ago. No, they've been wonderful years. I used the wrong word there. But I started taking LLV about 5 years ago too. And in 3 days, and I had started just with 1 dose a day, 1 pill a day of those 3. In 3 days, I was feeling so much energy that I did not need my after lunch daily nap. And I haven't ever since, unless I've
really, really run down. So from a stroke survivor's point of view, that is very important. And that's just one thing. There were a lot of others too, but that was the biggest thing for me.
Thanks, Iris. Thanks for sharing. I actually took a hot minute to get on the LLV just because I was at a financial place at the beginning where I wanted so many oils that when I got the LLV order, it was like, man, now I can only get a couple oils, right, to get my $100 order. And not until I got pregnant with River, so, almost 7 years ago, that's when I started taking the LLV as a prenatal supplement. And wow, I mean, just huge shifts for me. And it's amazing just what making sure your body has the proper food and nutrients that it needs to thrive. It's amazing what can happen. It reminds me of like cleaning a dirty fish tank, right? Like it's still a fish tank, but when you get that thing sparkling clean, it's like, woo, nobody wants to see a stagnant or feel a stagnant fish tank. You got to make sure your all systems are a go. Does anyone else have anything on LLV to share? Awesome. I forgot to ask when we were talking about Silver Club, is anybody on here going to be joining Silver Club, participating this round? Awesome. Woo, woo, woo. Very cool.
Yes.
Woohoo. Awesome. We got to keep it here. Well, I'm excited. Let us know how we can support you as you get registered. Okay, so let's talk about like latest updates, things that we have to share with the team. Like we were talking last week with Crystal about just being really positive. I really like her message of what is she on here? Not right now. Of what she shared with us just about this whole COVID season or whatever we want to call it. There's just a lot going on in the world with some stress and some anxieties just about, regular life and just making sure that we're helping people the best way that we can to feel maybe a little bit grounded, maybe supported, maybe not only emotionally. I've been really enjoying just diffusing breathe. Like just we have to remember to literally breathe, right? So however you can support the people around you, but just remember that your oils are a gift and that you are the giver. And without you giving the oils as the gift, they're not going to be able to receive that. So just think of some people in your life that might benefit from even just, I mean, not even from a sales perspective, but just from a friend perspective, just to lighten their load, lighten their day, help them be thought of. One of my favorite things to gift with like a thank you card or a gratitude card is a wild orange because it's the oil of abundance, right? So sometimes if I'm mailing a gratitude card to someone, I'll just throw in a 5 ml wild orange and just give them a couple ways to use it just to help them feel loved and light and remember that it's a photosensitive oil, so stay out of the sunlight this time of year. So awesome. Let's open it up for a Q&A. Tell me what you guys have going on in your doTERRA business and your life and how we can support you and what you need or some ideas that you might have.
Kinsey, I have a question.
Yeah.
Whenever we first got on here, you said you were talking about Silver Club, and you said, is it required that they have to have a diamond sponsor? Because I didn't see that anywhere.
It's not required to have a diamond sponsor. It's not. You can participate in the program, but I would recommend letting your diamond know because sometimes it's just nice to be supported. So let someone in your upline know, that, hey, I'm going for this. Because otherwise, it's really exciting to get in your back office and be like, whoa, what's this person doing? What's going on? But I promise you, your diamond leaders want to help and support you. So make sure you reach out because a lot of times as a silver, you're using kind of what you're making to reinvest into what you're building. And sometimes those diamond leaders can just help provide extra support, light, love, and financial gifts, if you will, to help you along your journey.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Good question. Anybody else have anything going on in their world? Any big July plans?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Like we just talked about LLV, and I absolutely love LLV, but I have a new person on my team, and she's pregnant, and she's terrified to take LLV. Not like terrified, she's just nervous. She researched everything that's in it. I gave her like Stephanie Fritz's book because that's what I kind of like, Pregnancy and Beyond, and I've talked to her about stuff, and I've sent her information, but she's a researcher, she's a nurse. And so I don't know how to get her to think it. I mean, I don't know how to calm her nerves. She just passed this. She's 40. So, and she has had like a lot of surgery, spinal surgery, stuff like that might kind of just, she's in a high risk pregnancy, but she's past her first trimester. So anyway, just some thoughts like for the team here, you guys, if you can give me some. I don't know. I just want her, I would like her to take it because I think it would be, but I don't want to. I just keep telling her it's okay. It's whenever you're comfortable. I think it'd be beneficial, but it's obviously her comfort level, but I don't know how to make her feel more comfortable.
Anybody have any suggestions?
Yeah. What I've done in the past, because I've had that issue happen a few times, is I've had them, I keep my empty boxes, and I give the empty box to them and have them take it to their OBGYN. And so far, every OBGYN that's been presented with the ingredients in the LV has been all on board for it.
And she asked her doctor about it because she went to Omaha, but she did not have her. I swapped her. But I don't know if she had her box yet before she went there. So she asked him, and he's like, I don't know, kind of things like on the oils and stuff like that. But she did order it. She has a box. She did order it, but she just hasn't used it yet. That's a great idea.
Shannon?
I think.
Oh,
I think you did the best thing with Stephanie Fritz's. I think that was the best thing you could have done, because I remember I have, with having epilepsy, I talked to Stephanie, and like, you can't really, it's ultimately going to be on her, but Stephanie Fritz's, I think that'll,
Shannon, there's also the doTERRA professional or healthcare professionals Facebook group and the essential oil nurses group.
Okay, hold on.
She could join either of those and ask in there, and I'm pretty sure most people in there would not even hesitate to.
What is it? What are they called?
I think it's doTERRA medical or healthcare professionals.
Yeah, if you need somebody to add her, because I don't know, can you search the group, Kelly?
I don't know. I mean, I think so, because I think that's how I found it.
Oh, okay, because I had somebody send me an invitation.
Yeah, we can send her an invitation too.
Send her an invitation.
Okay, her name is Amanda Kaup. I'll see if she, I don't know if she was on, I don't know if she accepted the Romy's Rock Stars, but it's KAUP. If you.
Dana, are you writing that down?
I am.
Okay.
And so, or the doTERRA medical or healthcare professionals, or the other one is what?
Essential oil nurses. And they have an annual conference and everything, but it's a lot of like practice based. But she could probably ask in there too.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
That's a good question. I know that question has been asked in Stephanie's group. She does have a Facebook group called TEM Community, the Essential Midwife Community, TEM, and you could do a search in there, and you can maybe send her some of that verbiage.
Okay. Okay.
You know, my favorite thing, and obviously I don't know your friend, but sometimes when I'm talking to pregnant mamas about the LLV and they're like, man, I just really don't know. And they're like sitting there eating Sour Patch Kids, drinking their lemonade.
No.
It's funny.
No.
It's just funny how
She's
we're all
trying hard. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that
All
even
of a sudden
happens.
all of a sudden she has a garden.
Yeah.
I don't see her. She had a vape. I don't see her doing that anymore. Like all of a sudden, but I don't. Anyway, it's just funny.
Yeah, serious. It's always interesting. Always interesting.
And she came and got a symphony. She came and got an aroma touch. So she already applied oils. I don't think she's as nervous about. I think she's nervous about ingesting, which
Sure.
of course.
Well, the supplements, okay, there's a few oils in there for digestive blends, but they're not an oil. It's a herbal supplements mostly.
Mm-hmm.
You can, another way you can approach it with her is ask what she's taking currently for a prenatal. Well, then there you go.
She's like, well, are they good for prenatal? And I was like, well, yeah, that's the point of like why I said, hey, you should totally do this, because I was like, how tired are you right now? And she's like, oh my God, you have no idea. It's like, well, anyway, so.
Yeah, that'd be a good way to go,
Yeah. I was like, I don't know.
Really good thing to do.
But, okay, all good things. Thank you guys so much.
That's a great question. Who else has a question that they would like to ask tonight? It can be business related or product related, or if there's something else in your life that you'd like to talk about that could use some support on, let us know. Like how to get your spouse to stop snoring. What do you got?
I have a question regarding kids. I know a lot of times they say that skin issues is a gut health issue. So for adults, I would automatically do Terrazyme PB Assist. What would you do for the kids in place of Terrazyme?
So with my kiddos, what I've done is I open up the Terrazyme and put it in food, whether it's applesauce or just mixed into their mashed potato or whatever. I just get it in that way.
You're so nice.
What do you do? Just dump it in their mouth?
Yeah. It doesn't have a strong taste.
No, it doesn't.
Really doesn't. No, it's not that bad. Some of them are really nasty, but that one's not bad.
Yeah, when my youngest he had like a really bad diaper rash, and I thought maybe, gut related type thing. I actually just opened up a Terrazyme and dumped it in a bowl and got my finger a little wet. And he was like a year old, and I let him eat it off my finger like that. But the PB Assist Junior too is really good. Who else has a suggestion?
If you're concerned about Terrazyme not being in stock, I would even go with the Zenderkin complex and just not do a full capsule. Just do a partial capsule, either in their food, or that one you're probably not going to get away with dumping in their mouth. Just saying. But, you could just have a little just have a little drink ready for them to wash it down with or whatever.
Thank you.
How old? Yeah. Laterran says get them adjusted. That's a great idea.
That should be my suggestion.
I don't know why you didn't think of that.
I wonder if the Terrazyme, if you put it in with the PB Assist Junior and gave it to him that way, to them, would that work? Dana, what do you think?
You could do that. The Terrazyme doesn't have a strong flavor, so it wouldn't really affect the PB Assist. That would probably work really well.
Dump it in a bottle.
Yeah.
Or a juice cup.
Yeah.
How old is the kid? What are we talking age-wise?
One of them is 10 and the other one is a year old.
Okay, so a year old that way.
Yeah, 10-year-old.
Down the 10-year-old's throat and tell him to stop whining.
Yep.
And
Lower
then,
sugar.
Yep. And then the 1-year-old, just, you can hide it in basically anything.
Yeah.
And then like if the 1-year-old, I don't know if they're giving him juice or whatever, but like obviously dilute like any sugar substances or whatever. But so Naya is dealt with acne since she was my gosh, probably 3rd grade. But if she drinks, so like for the 10-year-old, if she drinks citrus water, like she drank citrus water every single day for a week and her face was completely clear. She will not do it every day. She stopped eating crap because she wanted to get ready for prom last year. Her face was perfect. Perfect. And that's all she did. I mean, she takes regularly like the PB Assist Junior every once in a while, whatever, but no vitamins, nothing. She just drank lemon water. She's like, oh my God, you're so smart. Like, that's true. And I was like, stop eating crap. But anyway, so 10-year-old maybe just flush the old system out.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 1-year-old, I would totally do PB Assist Junior. And tamer, like flush, put stuff on their feet to pull it out. You know, like tamer, digestion, fennel, that kind of stuff. Dilute, but pull it on their feet so it gets out of their system.
Look at their emotional health too.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so.
Uh-huh.
I love the new iToby app for that too, if there is an iToby around, because that's awesome at showing that emotional chart.
Taryn, are you feeling better?
Working on it.
Good answer.
Working. Dana gave me a bunch of good stuff today to work on, so I'm using that and it's helping.
Yay!
Good.
I'm going to shut off the recording so we can talk about non-compliant questions.